Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Open Mic'd with me, Mike DeVore. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been about a little over a week now, and I apologize for not getting this out sooner, but life and everything has been happening, so I just had to deal with it. I mean, it's not like everyone's jumping or pounding down the doors for another episode, so I just put these out as I go about it. Um, yeah. So what's up? Today I found myself in another lull. Things have been pretty good for this past month, and I've been fortunate to understand that I do have good things happening in my life. I have people that care about me. I have people that love me. I I'm very fortunate in that regard. But I also know that these deep down moments where you feel just not hopeless, but you just feel like, oh, here comes the shit. here comes the here comes the negativity. And I know those moments will pass. So I just do my best to maintain a positive outlook during those times as I just try to heal moving forward. Today was interesting. I went to go see my psychiatrist again. This is the second time in 2 months since my manic episode last month. And ultimately, what I learned was that people who have manic episodes are likely to have them again. And I believe that. I believe that the most notable manic episode that happened last month, like the one where I felt like it was the most severe, was like the worst thing I've ever experienced as far as effects to my body. And then I guess recently, about a week or two ago, I had another kind of social media meltdown, and that was just me being like, "Ah, come on, guys." But then I realized how it came off, and that made me feel kind of embarrassed for that to happen. I think a lot of times where when you go through this stuff, I'm starting to realize that the highs are incredibly high. It's almost euphoric. And you want to maintain that. And what I learned is that during those times, that's when people can do the most damage to themselves. Whether it be spending a lot of money because you just want that good feeling to keep happening, or go be sexually active because you become hypersexual. These are just some examples of things you can do while you're experiencing this incredible high. And I mean, I'm not hypersexual, nor do I spend a lot. I did spend a little bit more this month, but that's just because I wanted to reinvest in myself and my podcast equipment. But since then, it's all right, gotta calm down with that Amazon. I basically learned that you can, people who've had manic episodes are prone to have them again. And all I can do is just look out for the triggers for myself, which was me talking fast, me getting emotional, me getting upset on social media. I just gotta be conscious of that, so that way like I don't damage. I don't do like a major damage where like it ruins like my professional relationships, where it ruins like where it negatively impacts my life. I know I talked about this in the last episode with Jasmine Barnes and Jacqueline Colin McKean. I hope I said their names right. But like that was ultimately why I wanted like Kanye to like that's why I was trying to push for the podcast for Joe Rogan to interview Kanye, because I felt that I was experiencing things that like Kanye was going through with his mental health. Like he was spazzing out, but like that was just him going through manic episodes. And I can only imagine, I can't speak for Kanye, but knowing how I felt after my episode, like now I'm looking back at it, like at the time I felt like I was right. I felt like I was like everyone else is wrong, I'm right. Looking back on it now, a month removed, I'm like, fuck, why did I say that? Why did I do that? I mean, like when I posted all that stuff on social media, it's still up there, by the way. Everything's still up on my Twitter. I just like I feel cringy. Part of me wants to go back and take it down because it's afraid of like how can it affect my future employments. But the other part of me wants to keep it up because it's like that's just part of my story. I made a push for the podcast for Joe Rogan and Kanye West because I really wanted to hear what Kanye had to say. I really wanted to have someone who's like experiencing what he's going through with his mental health. I really wanted to hear what he had to say because to me, like this is all new and it's scary. People kept telling me, it's like, yeah, the podcast is going to happen. The podcast is going to happen. So I relaxed a bit and I listened to people. I deep down, I didn't think it was going to happen because I didn't think it was going to happen. And a month removed, it still hasn't happened. Kind of disappeared. There's an article, or I read a comment on Reddit, I believe on the Joe Rogan's subreddit, and someone commented how I guess Kanye has stood up one of these late night talk shows 8 times, so they don't book him anymore. Why is that? Is it because he's a millionaire? Or that he can do whatever he wants? Or could it be from the anxiety of dealing with a negative backlash from the people? When when Kanye went on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and like it appeared that he got stumped, people like jumped down his throat as to like, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel got you on that one. Why do we have to win? Like, why do we have to win arguments? I'm the type of person, like, I don't need to be right. I don't need to be right. I just want the right information to be out there. I don't like when people get into arguments and like when they win a point, it's for them, it's a victory. As opposed to like what the discussion was about, like the discussion itself. And that's the sense I got when that happened, with when Kanye kind of like was like thinking about what Jimmy Kimmel said. I forget what the exact conversation was, but like it went to commercial break, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you didn't answer." I think it was G-Eazy. He was like, "Yeah, but you still hasn't answered the question." I'm the type of person that I'll say things, but it takes me a few tries to get my point across. Like, I need to say things a couple times. It's like, oh, I'll say like, the grass is green. I was like, what do you mean? I mean, I didn't mean the grass is green, but like, that was a horrible example. That was dumb. I'm the type of person that someone's just outside my apartment. I'm the type of person that needs to like have a conversation to bounce ideas back and forth to like get to the underlining root of what I'm trying to say. Because maybe the first go around, like I'll say something, it may not make sense, but then if you question like, well, what are you trying to get at? And I can further articulate it, then I can get to my point. I feel that's what Kanye's about. I think Kanye's the same thing. Or I think Kanye operates the same way. Now, I'm not saying I'm Kanye. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I think that's what he's trying to do. Maybe he's scared of going on the Joe Rogan podcast, because that's a big platform. And maybe he's human. He is human. Maybe he's human like the rest of us. Maybe he cringes at what some of the things he said and done. Maybe he's like tired of like trying to express himself and the world doesn't get him. And all he wants to do is just put out good stuff, put out good vibes. For me, the podcast was important because my life is affected by it, regardless of how it turns out, good or bad. I'm starting to accept this bipolar depression diagnosis. Like, it makes sense with everything that I've done in the last, like, year. And for him to be openly vocal about it, on top of the fact that he, like, analyzes the world in a way that most of us can't. Makes me want to hear from him even more. When I started this podcast, I didn't know what I was going to. I guess I just wanted to talk about my mental health. Or I just want to interview people who want to do good in the world. I want to interview people who are interesting to me. I'm putting this out there because this truly comes from a place of genuine good. I want to interview Kanye West. I want to interview him about his mental health. Not because like I want to get famous or anything. Granted, I am trying to be a comic. I'm trying to like create shit. But because I think he needs someone who can truly hear him out and that won't judge him or jump down his throat. Because at the end of the day, I really feel like he's a good person. I'm nobody. The fuck is that? Hold on 1 second. Fuck, that ruined my moment. I'll edit that part out. I want to interview Kanye West. But I need your help. This comes from a place of pure... It's not selfish at all. I want to interview him because I want to get to know like his story about his mental health experience and how being in the spotlight further like I just want to interview him, talk to him about his mental health. I don't like if we talk about his music, fine, that's cool, that's perfect. But that's not what this is about. I need your help to do that, though. I've been trying to prove that I'm trying to prove that we have the power to achieve anything we put our minds to. That we are, as people, bigger than we're a lot more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. I need your help. I really need your guys' help. I need you guys to tweet at Kanye. If you believe in my message, if you believe in what I'm trying to accomplish, I need you to help spread my message. I need you to help me generate some noise because I really can't do this on my own. I tried, and I ended up being crazy. I ended up finding out that I'm bipolar myself. Tweet at Kanye for me. Do something creative. I don't think Joe Rogan's going to do it right. Hopefully he can. If Joe Rogan, if the podcast happens with him, good. I don't have to interview him. But deep down, I don't think he's right for the job. Who am I? Why am I right for? I'm not. I don't know if I am right for the job. But I want to. Oh, that noise is upstairs. That's where that noise was coming from.